So you never got the full story. You didn't get the ode to Genon. You didn't get the narrative of COVID. They didn't tell you about all the Russian biological warfare specialists that sit in Israel. They didn't tell you about Compugen and all these huge virology simulation high-tech companies that are involved in vaccines. Do you remember when Israel came out and said, my goodness, aren't we lucky? We happen to be working on a vaccine for corona-type viruses. And lo and behold, we're ready to go. Do you remember that? The Jerusalem Post, March 15th, 2020. Let's call it pure luck, he said. We decided to choose coronavirus as a model for our system, just as a proof of concept for our technology. Jerusalem Post, Israeli scientists, in a few weeks, we will have coronavirus vaccine. Once the vaccine is developed, it will take at least 90 days to complete the regulatory process and potentially more to enter the marketplace. March 15, 2020. It'll take 3 months to complete the regulatory process and potentially more to enter the marketplace. Let's call it pure luck, he said. We decided to choose coronavirus as a model for our system, just as a proof of concept for our technology. My God, he hit the trifecta. I put up a thumbnail saying Russia, Israel and China cooperated on COVID. We're all focused on Gates and Fauci. I just called them Israel. They're Israel. Did Israel, Russia and China cooperate on the COVID virus? The job is done now. America is out of Eurasia and out of the Middle East. We can all go back to normal. So in my view, Israel, Russia, China cooperated on the COVID virus. When you understand all the Russian biological warfare specialists, all the Russian computer technicians, all the Russian aeronautical engineers, all of the old Soviet Union, right, most of whom are not even Jewish, do not identify as Jewish, had granddad once walk past a synagogue, oh, you're in, you've got an electrical engineering degree. Once we understand that, and we now understand the Stalinist dream that have the United States ejected from Eurasia has now been accomplished. The next phase will be to make sure they don't come back in and remain outside, lured by the strength of the Chinese dragon. Compugen, Telpiot program graduate. Right? They do virology simulations for vaccines with big supercomputers. You needed to know about this. You needed to know about, Israel, Intel Corporation. We consider ourselves an Israeli company as much as a US company. Microsoft. Windows, all coded in Israel. Once you string it all together, you begin to understand how the bunting cloverleaf map